That's right, you read the title correctly. You don't actually need to write a second draft. As a matter of fact, the idea of writing multiple drafts spawned from those who don't know how to write correctly. Tell me if I'm wrong, but your writing process likely goes a little something like this. You get done watching a really good movie, anime, or TV series, and get inspired to write your own story. You open up your writing software of choice and begin typing away. If you've reached this part in the process, you've already messed up. This is the unfortunate folly of the unprincipled writer, and it's not your fault. The correct form of writing is far from obvious when you don't understand the essence of story. Most people believe the essence lies in the text of the script. However, we know this is not the case. In fact, I can prove it, kinda. Think of your favorite movie or just one you really enjoyed, and tell me if you can remember precisely every word that was said. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that you can't. Yet, you can probably remember vividly the important actions the characters took and how you felt watching them. That's because the text is merely the expression of story, not the actual essence. As any good writer can tell you, about 90% of the actual story goes unseen. You see, when you write, you must realize that a story is a narrative, and a narrative is a sequence of events connected through cause and effect. And that is how it should first be plotted. Professional painters do not start painting after being inspired, but plan and sketch first. There are steps you must take before entering this expression step. This plotting step is called story beats. This step is basically sketching, but for writers. Story beats are simply events that happen in the story. Take a sticky note, and on the front, write the first event in your story, then stick it on the wall. Congrats, you've written your first story beat. The best part about story beats is that there is really no correct way to use them, so long as you can understand them and don't fall into this writer's trap I'll get into in a bit. These beats can be as specific as a single action or as vague as a major event. The funny part about second drafts is that they often make the story worse. When you get back to editing your script, you'll often edit while lacking the knowledge of your intentions for those scenes. You are basically going back and scrubbing out vital subtext and foreshadowing in the name of clarity and efficiency. And don't even get me started on the difficulties of adding and removing scenes. You'll need to sift through the text and change the surrounding lines in order for the changes to make sense. On the other hand, story beats are easily reorganizable, so you can add and remove beats without the need to change the context of the surrounding beats. While you don't need a full-blown second draft, it is recommended that you have a second take at your beat board before you begin to write down the actual text. You can also write your intentions on the back of the sticky notes so you don't forget. This is your way of measuring twice and cutting once, while your old writing process is more like cutting until you get a vague shape of what you want. But there is still that trap. A trap set by those who don't understand how to write. A trap that unprincipled writers easily become victims to. This scam set by the audience is the idea that you must be completely unique if you want to be good. If you want to learn more about this scam, then click the video on screen.